Yes, thank you.
Okay,
I move to approve the agenda. Kathy Thompson moving.
Thank you, Ms. Thompson. Do I hear a second?
Second, Jason Casper.
Thank you. Do we have any discussion? The only point of discussion I have for the board is we will be moving forward with the superintendent. No, I'm sorry, my apologies, I misspoke, the board evaluation tool. I just wanted to confirm with the board that we were looking forward to moving forward with that. We don't have a motion on the agenda for tonight. But I think in good faith, we can go ahead and move forward with that. Do we want to, is that something we would like to amend the agenda with?
I don't think you can host the meeting. I don't think we can
Okay.
add at this
An
point.
item submitted?
You can't do a motion then.
Okay,
It needs to be noticed.
it should have been. noticed. Okay,
But we've all agreed to do
we've
it.
all agreed to do it.
and the
Okay.
board did.
Can I make a comment? It's not something that involves the public. It's just something that is our own operation. So I don't see anything wrong with putting it as a motion under Robert's rules.
And again, the board is already, just for the board, you already motioned to doing a self-evaluation.
Mhm.
So you agreed to do that. And so the board did motion notice and properly vote to move that item. So I would just say, since you've already agreed to do that in the prior meeting, you just move forward with the self-evaluation.
Thank you. Alrighty, and we're going to all approve? Aye.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Motion passes. Next item. So from my understanding, there are no public comments for tonight. There was a link and posting for public comment that was offered, but no one signed up. So we're going to move forward to our action items. Our first action item that we have is the Board of Education calendar modification.
So it is the recommendation that the Red Clay Board of Education approve the modified board education calendar to include workshops and special meetings for the 2023-2024 school year.
So moved, Kathy Thompson.
Thank you, Ms. Thompson. Do we hear a second?
Second.
Wilson. Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Thank you.
Next is action item B. It is the recommendation that the Red Clay Board of Education approve the following board priorities as discussed at the July 24th, 2023 board retreat. Priority 1 was referendum. Priority 2, strategic plan. And priority number 3 was to continue to focus on student success.
Excellent. Do we hear a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Do we have a
Second, Kathy
second?
Thompson.
Thompson, thank you.
Can I have some discussion?
Absolutely.
I know it's just written, we wrote it in shorthand, but what we mean is pass a successful referendum, right? And complete a strategic plan.
Well, we're already in the process
Yes, I
of the
know.
strategic plan, and we set the deadline per the workshop to have that before the board at the December 20th, 2023 school board meeting for
Yep.
final approval. And obviously, if we're going to go out the referendum, we want it to be successful, but obviously it's a priority of the board
Yep.
to continue to focus on it.
Right.
The only point of discussion I have is I wanted to thank the board for collaborating and convening at the last board retreat to be able to make these board priorities possible. So I just want to all thank you guys for your time. I think that we are headed into a really exciting direction as a board, and I'm looking forward to this work. Any other comments or for discussion? Moving forward, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Action item C. It is a recommendation that the Red Clay Board of Education adopt a superintendent evaluation tool that was presented at the February 13, 2023 board workshop. All of the information has been provided to the board. Again, the board made a decision to complete or finish out this past year and start this year anew with the evaluation tool that was presented in February 13, 2023 board workshop, facilitated by Dr. Allison Myers.
So moved, Kathy Thompson.
Do we have a second?
Second, Jason Casper.
Thank you, Mr. Casper. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Action item number, letter D, excuse me. It is a recommendation that the Red Clay Board of Education approve the charge statements as submitted for each of the following Board of Education committees: Board Policy, Review Committee, Student Family Handbook Committee, which includes Code of Conduct, Community Financial Review Committee, and Facilities Committee. And those charge statements are listed below in the public content.
So moved, Kathy Thompson.
Thank you, Ms. Thompson. Do we have a second? Second. Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Do we have any discussion? I only have one point of discussion. I just want to make sure that we're going to sign up for committees tonight, make sure that we do the nomination.
Next item.
It's the next
It's an
item.
action item.
Okay, great. All right, so moving along, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item.
So we're moving on to action item D, which President Matthews was preempting, which is, it is the recommendation that the Red Clay Board of Education approve renewal of the board committees, charge statements, and also select who will represent those committees as discussed at the July 24th, 2023 board retreat.
So moved, Kathy Thompson.
Thank you, Ms. Thompson. Second, thank you, Mr. Wilson.
And Mr. Matthews, just so that you're aware, and if you want to just maybe go through the board policy to see. I know Mr. Leonard was unavailable to attend due to prior family obligations. But in my conversations with him, he wanted the board to know that he did have interest in continuing to serve on the board policy review committee as one of the board reps, as well as the student family handbook committee.
I'd also like to serve on board policy review.
Okay. Do I hear anyone else?
I'd like to be on board.
Yeah. That's three, we're moving along.
That was board policy.
Mhm. So next we have the Student and Family Handbook Committee.
That was, Mr. Leonard said he wanted that?
He said
Okay,
he
Vic.
wanted to continue to serve on that
Okay.
as well.
Do we hear anyone else who would like to serve on that committee?
I just wanted to, I think I spoke out of turn, or I to give everybody a chance to be able, for you to be able to mention all of the committees. Because I did, we decided, I just threw it out there, so I just wanted maybe go back. I don't know.
Absolutely. Dr. Neesmith, would you mind repeating that? I think we're having some volume issues here. And
Yeah,
actually,
I think I spoke out of turn because you didn't talk about each committee, and I know that we have other people on, who may have wanted to say something, and so I just wanted to acknowledge that.
sure. And Dr. Neesmith, give us 1 second here. We're adjusting our volume here in the room. Dr. Neesmith, would you be able to repeat that one more time? Our apologies.
I was saying that I think I spoke out of turn because you didn't talk about the actual committee. I know Mr. Green had mentioned the desires of Mr. Leonard. However, we didn't get to those specific committees to be able to share. So I didn't know if you wanted to redo it, because I know that there may have been some interest outside of that, outside of Mr. Vic. Does that make sense? Because we can only have 3 people.
Mhm.
So all of his desires were put out there first before we were able to go through each committee.
Mm,
Let's just say
Okay.
we have an issue.
If we
It's
have-
okay so far.
If there's any, and I'd like to stress, if there's anyone else that, if we do have a committee where there's 4 or more interested people, I think we can navigate through that. Please do not feel hesitant to sign up for a committee. And just as a reminder and for informational purposes to the public, in the document that's in board docs, we are following along. As of now, we're currently taking signups for the board level committees, just to make that clear. So the next, and I just want to make sure also, do we have Ajay on the line? She's on.
Yes, I'm here.
Excellent.
And
Okay.
And
Dr.
then family him.
Dr. Neesmith just lost power, just so that everyone's aware.
So for handbook, we have Vic, is there?
I think Dr. Nison's not here. President Matthews, or I believe that the screen is frozen.
Are we in the meeting?
I believe.
They
it dropped.
lost it?
Yes.
So I lost power.
Yeah, I think they want us to maybe call in.
Okay, yeah, we lost power. It's flickering. All right, so we can call in. I guess the meeting can't be broadcasted now since the power is out. So
Okay,
I'll do a call with, I can connect the two of us to Darrell. How about that? I'll
That
do a
sounds good.
FaceTime call.
Okay.
Is that okay? Okay.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
that's fine. Thank you.
Mhm.